Alright, so first we're going to disconnect the battery. We'll start with the negative side first. This is an 8mm wrench that we're using here. And if you have an aftermarket thing, it may be different, but for the most part, 8mm is the stock size. And the reason we're undoing the battery is because the starter, which is very high voltage, and even with the car turned off, it can zap you. So you do not want the battery connected at all during this procedure. So we're going to go ahead and lift it a few inches into the air. The jack stands don't go up too much higher than this. And we're just putting it on the frame on both sides. And that'll just give us a little more clearance. You can leave the jack here on the frame as well, as long as it's not in the way, just as an added safety precaution. Okay, so to remove the exhaust, it's going to be these 15mm bolts, one on each side of the flange up there. You are connected to the O2 sensors, and there's 4 of them. So you're going to just go through here and push down on this tab right here. When you push that up, it allows you to pull the O2 sensor away. So you just push that tab down and then pull it apart, and it separates. So you're just going to do that on all 4 of them. There's 2 upstream ones, and then there's these ones in the rear. Same thing. So just do that on each side. Disconnect each of these harnesses. Then we're going to go after those 15mm bolts. For this last O2 sensor, it's way up in there on the plug. So as you can see, it's way up in there. So I'm going to pretty much remove the exhaust, and as I'm dropping it down, that's when I'm going to reach up and get that last plug there. Okay, so I'm taking my 15mm deep socket and taking off the 2 bolts on this side and the other 2 bolts on this side. So now follow the exhaust forward from the muffler, and there'll be a little flange here with 2 15mm nuts that you can take off. And it's really nice that they have the locking heads on them, so you don't need to put a wrench on the other side. You can just simply take these bolts off. Now a few taps with a hammer. And you can expose this joint where the exhaust comes apart now. So you can see that's where one piece meets the other. And so now we're just going to drop the exhaust down, since it's loose on the fronts there. We still have that one O2 sensor on the passenger side to reconnect, but after that you'll simply just pull the exhaust away from this mounting bracket. You can put some lubrication in here if you want to help slide this over that, but then you'll be able just to pull the whole exhaust off.